Ha! It's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. And of course, a shout out to Owe, or otherwise known as O-Star, one of my favorite BW hip hop artists. And of course, he does those drops for the Midday Fix Reloaded. It's the supersonic combination. It's the Swift and Samantha show. And of course, it's a Friday. Good morning, Samantha, or good afternoon, whichever you prefer.
Good afternoon, Swift. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. You sound like a diplomat.
No, I'm trying to change my ways. You've been saying, I'm trying to take a new stance and, a new approach to how I engage with you.
And you're somewhat abusive, something along the lines.
Such a strong word.
Yeah, no, that's the correct word.
Such a strong word.
Anyway, moving swiftly along, pun intended. And of course, every Friday we have the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Embassy in partnership with Gabs FM. And of course, hashtag America in Botswana. And today we'll be highlighting the bilateral relationship between the BW government, Botswana citizens, and of course the U.S. government and Americans at large. We celebrated the 4th of July last week. Was it last week or it was this week? No, it was actually this week. It was this week. I lost my bearings for a second. But today...
It's because of the holiday.
It's because of the holiday. Thank you, my friend. You see, that is kind of you, kind-hearted. But today we'll be speaking about the 4th of July. We're going to be discussing the independence and what it means both to the American population and BW. Whether we like it or not, it is a significant milestone that speaks to democracy.
Definitely.
The Stars and Stripes show is brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.
Well, it's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. And of course, welcome to the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Embassy in Gaborone, Botswana. And of course, it is a spectacular radio experience, America in Botswana. The Stars and Stripes radio show is an absolute delight to have each and every one of you tuned in today. And I hope you're feeling fantastic and of course, upbeat. Now, today's episode, we embark on a captivating exploration of U.S. Independence Day, a momentous occasion in American history. As we delve into the significance, we'll uncover the rich, history and of course the events that led to the birth of the super nation that is the United States of America. And of course, the nation and shaped the course of American society as we know it. So sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. We're going to be speaking to His Excellency Joe Biden.
Okay.
I wish we were speaking to him directly.
I wish.
What's the first question you'd ask him, do you think? I would definitely
Are you gonna talk
applaud
about
him for his leadership in terms of defying the odds in terms of ageism. I think he's defied the odds in my personal opinion.
And he's always so chilled.
Yeah.
Very relaxed.
Yeah.
I like that.
Definitely. Look, this is what he had to say in line with the 4th of July. Good afternoon.
Thank you for getting us started. And, we wish for good weather. You're probably all going, I wish it was cooler right now. But thank you all for being here. Good evening, my fellow Americans. Today we mark the 246th anniversary of our independence as a nation and recommit ourselves to the great experiment of America. And while the events of 1776 were remote in time, their meaning is real, and vivid, and continually unfolding. Don't worry, we got babies at home. It's okay. Children are allowed to cry. For America is always becoming, always on the move, always a work in progress. That's the key word, a key idea, a keynote in the life of our nation. Progress, forward motion, the creation of possibilities, the fulfillment of promises. That's the American story. And you all know well, it's not a simple one. It never has been. It's often been the case that after we've taken giant steps forward, we've taken a few steps backwards. And after doing the hard work of laying the foundation for a better future, the worst of our past has reached out and pulled us back on occasion. But I know this, that from the deepest depths of our worst crises we've always risen to our higher heights. We've always come out better than we went in. We've been tested before, just as we're being tested today, but we've never failed because we have never walked away from the core beliefs and promises that define this nation. Chief among those promises is the proposition that we are all created equal. We say that so often the time you're a kid in school. Sometimes we wonder sometimes if it's just rhetoric. But we're an idea. The only country based on an idea, not geography, not religion, not ethnicity, but an idea. We're all created equal. The laws are instituted among people to protect the vulnerable, to check those with power, and to guarantee the pursuit of justice. And to realize these promises requires a principled patriotism, a patriotism that recognizes that no person, no party, no interest can take precedent over the American project. A project that has come up short in many ways, but which continues even in this hour. A project that says we're all in this together, and the ambitions of a few cannot be allowed to prevail over the aspirations of the many. That's how I see America on July the 4th, as big and a big-hearted place where we debate and disagree, yet where we're united by a love of country. And as it's been before in our history, in times of war and division, of growth and change, the 4th of July comes at a critical moment. Our economy is growing, but not without pain. Liberty is under assault both here and abroad. In recent days, there's been reason to think that this country is moving backward, that freedom is being reduced, that rights we assumed were protected are no longer. A reminder that we remain in an ongoing battle for the soul of America, as we have for over 200 years. I know it can be exhausting and unsettling, but tonight, I want you to know we're going to get through all of this. For all that we have faced, that we are going to get through this, and look how far we've come. We're reclaiming our way of life in a pandemic. Vaccines are nearly available to every American. Restrictions lifted the 4th of July, together again at the White House. And for all the challenges, America has the strongest economy in the world. More people working and starting businesses, more young people graduating from high school and college than ever before. I just returned from an important trip, the military will understand, to Europe, the NATO meeting. We're relying on what we can do to rally the free world to defend freedom. Before I left for Europe, I signed a law, the first real gun safety law in 30 years. And things will get better still, but not without more hard work together. You all heard what happened. You all heard what happened today. But each day we're reminded there's nothing guaranteed about our democracy. Nothing guaranteed about our way of life. We have to fight for it, defend it, and earn it by voting. To refine, evolve, and extend the calling of America to move forward boldly and unafraid. And this day reminds us of what brought us together long ago, what binds us still, and at our best, what we strive for. It's we, the people, not a hollow phrase in America, we, the people, doing all we can to ensure that the idea of America, the cause of freedom and justice and equality, does more than survive the divisions of our time, but that it shines like the sun to light up the future of our world. I know we can do this. I know many Americans look around today and see a divided country and are deeply worried about that fact. I understand, but I believe we're more united than we are divided. Even more, I believe it's a choice we make. And I believe it's within our power to choose unity and unity of purpose. As I look out tonight here at the White House, I see so many military families who understand the essential American truth. It's the greatest honor to serve as your commander-in-chief, and Jill and I are humbled to be with you tonight. Tomorrow, we'll be bestowing the Medal of Honor, the highest military award to heroic service members who represent the best of America, the backbone, the sinew, the spine of America. And on Thursday, I will bestow the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award, to extraordinary Americans who embody and endure the enduring character of this nation. All of them, all of you, are reminders that we're a great nation because we're good people. It's because of you. I've never been more optimistic about America than I am today. An optimism that digs deep, never gives up. That's America. That's America. So on this day, amid the storm and strife, may we commit ourselves to a principled patriotism, to the large and complex mission to protect and make a more perfect our union, make real the Declaration of our independence, and ensure that America is forever a place not marked by the thirst for power at any cost, but by a covenant of trust and hope and promise. Happy 4th of July, America. May God bless America and may God protect our troops. Enjoy the day. Enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily of the station, its management, or its advertisers.
The Stars and Stripes show is brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.
Well, it's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. Welcome back to the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Embassy and, of course, in partnership with Gabs FM. And, of course, that was the President, Joe Biden, giving his remarks on the 4th of July. And, of course, we're going to move along swiftly and we're going to walk into the next segment of the show that is titled The Partner Spotlight. And this is where we speak to Fulbright English teacher assistant. She goes by the name Nobaya Durr. Nobaya, how are you? And welcome to the show.
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us today. How was your day? And we hear you're out in Maung.
Yes, the day has been. I was teaching today my students descriptive writing, and I am in Maun. Yes.
Fantastic. Are you enjoying the great outdoors and what we have to offer you in Maun?
Yes, absolutely. I actually didn't know or realize it would be very cold in the morning during the winter because in Chicago, where I'm from, usually it's the summertime. So it's different and very I've definitely been enjoying my time here.
Okay, fantastic. Look, let's get straight into it.
I think a little bit earlier on you spoke about students. Somebody might be listening and they're wondering, okay, who are we talking to? Please introduce yourself and just tell us, what exactly it is that you are doing in Botswana, how long you've been here for.
Yes, sure. So I am from Chicago. I'm from the United States. My background is that I am a biologist, specialized in chemistry. I'm a board director at a nonprofit in Chicago called EMAN, where we do a lot of work with health and wellness and community organizing. And I'm here in Maun on a Fulbright program, Cultural Exchange Fellowship. And the Fulbright program is all about improving intercultural relationships, cultural diplomacy, intercultural competence. And we do that through exchanging people internationally, through knowledge, through skills and real interaction. And so what I'm doing here, I am an English teaching assistant, and I teach at Mound Senior Secondary School, which is my host institution. And I've been here since January. I I leave in October, although I will be coming back hopefully to Maun next year for another year of ETA work as a mentor. But I also spend my time working with nonprofits like Queen Esther, who does leadership training and skill building for the girl child and the youth. I also work with Women Against Rape, another nonprofit, doing wellness development, program development. And this is how I'm, mostly spending my time in Maun.
Well, it's Gabs FM, powered to engage your world. And of course, if you've just joined us, welcome to the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the U.S. Embassy in partnership with Gabs FM. And of course, this is a show highlighting the bilateral relationship between the U.S. government and the BW government. And on the line, I'm speaking to Nobaya Durr, who is a Fulbright English teaching assistant. She's out in Maung and she's teaching Banabarona. Let me continue conversation. Let's talk 4th of July. Let's talk being in Chicago. Kanye West is from Chicago, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I do know that. Let's talk about how the experience of 4th of July in Chicago, what does that look like? What do you usually do when you're back home?
Yeah, that is such a great question. So in the U.S., the 4th of July it's a big event. It's a federal holiday. Everybody's off from work, most people. And we are in our communities. We're in our neighborhoods. We're with our family and friends. And most people are typically outside at night watching fireworks go off. And it's a really communal, family, fun, relaxed event. It's exciting because we see fireworks and there's different colors. Some people barbecue and cook. Other people just sort of sit outside and enjoy the weather, enjoy the neighborhood. So that's what I do. I usually spend my 4th of July in Chicago in my neighborhood with my neighbors, with family and friends, watching the fireworks, talking, listening to music, eating good food, enjoying the time, or going to Lakeshore Drive, which is a long drive in Chicago where they do large, really massive fireworks shows.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow. I think would like to know, how did you spend this 4th of July? Because clearly when you're back in the USA, it's quite a communal experience and celebration. Was it a similar experience for you this time around, celebrating it in Botswana? How did that go?
Oh, another great question. It was different because it's not a holiday that's celebrated in Maun, although a lot of the teachers at Mount Senior did reach out to me and say, happy 4th of July, like they were congratulating and being very welcoming. Yeah. And what I did this year was social media has some positives. And so I watched my friends and my family enjoy their time and watch their videos, talk to family and friends. And, I'm a writer. I work with my students with literacy, and I just decided to write. I wrote poetry, I made music, and just sort of contemplated, what does the 4th of July really mean to me? So that is how I spent my time celebrating the 4th of July here in Maun.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for all the great work you're doing. In my personal opinion, and of course Samantha's, we believe that teachers are unsung heroes and you play such a significant role in the development of human capital. So on behalf of the nation of Botswana, would like to say thank you. Let me afford you this opportunity to share your parting statement.
Yeah, sure. I listened to the speech that was just played from President Joe Biden, and he was mentioning this proposition that we are all created equal, and it should be reflected in laws and policies and ordinances, that we promise ourselves justice, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and that we're all in this together. And that really resonated with me. It also resonated with me in terms of my interaction with people in Maun, that there is this sense of fairness, and there's this concept of equality, and that we have to continue working towards that. So I think that has my time here. That's been my conversations with people. These are the values that I have learned that are shared between myself and the people of Botswana that I work. So thank you. I just want to say thank you to the full embassy in Gaborone. I want to say thank you to Mount Senior, all of the teachers that I work with that have been making my life here in Maun I feel very welcomed. And also, thank you, America and Botswana Stars and Stripes, for inviting me here.
Well, have a fantastic day and we'll see you soon. Enjoy the fish, okay?
Yes. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a fantastic day. Well, moving swiftly along, pun intended. On the other side of this, we're going to continue conversation. And I think, the only fitting song would be Lenny Kravitz, American Woman. Don't you think?
Definitely.
Let's do the right thing. Well, it's Gabs FM, power to engage your world. Now, listen up. Only a week left before the US-Africa Business Summit coming to Gaborone, Botswana from the 11th till the 14th of July, 2023. Be part of this summit by registering at www.usafricabizsummit.com. The biz is with a Z. www.usafricabizsummit.com. The US-Africa Business Summit brings together heads of states, government officials, policymakers, private sector, industry players, and businesses from the United States of America and the African continent to converse on wide-ranging issues on business, trade relations, and, of course, bilateral relations between the U.S. and the African states. US-Africa Business Summit 2023, enhancing Africa's value in global value chains. Good afternoon. Well, welcome back to the Stars and Stripes radio show, proudly brought to you by the US Embassy in partnership with Gabs FM. And of course, we're celebrating the 4th of July and reflecting on what it means to the American people as well as Botswana.
Look, definitely hashtag America in Botswana. And, what would a celebration be without music, right?
Facts.
There needs to be music. I just wish there was food, I wish we had the food element.
We're getting there. I will send Ephraim to get some burgers and chips.
Yeah,
and
we have to ask Ephraim to make a plan for us. But, let's get straight into it. The music element of things. We've got a guest in studio who's got a ukulele. If you don't know what that is, it's a small guitar.
Isn't it from like the Spanish...
Portuguese.
Okay, nice.
Please introduce yourself before we continue.
Hey guys, it's a pleasure to be here. My name's David Feldman. I'm normally the mission spokesperson in South Africa.
Oh, nice.
But I'm on loan here in Gaborone for a couple of weeks to help out with the US-Africa Business Summit that you just mentioned.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow. Look, you're going to play some music for us, something that we can enjoy. Let's get to the first song. Do you want to introduce it first, or do you want to talk about it after you play?
I can tell you what it is.
Okay.
So this is a classic from the 1950s and 60s.
Okay.
Written by a country singer named Glenn Campbell, but then made famous by another singer, Roy Orbison.
Okay.
But it's just kind of a classic.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's go. I told you Lenny Kravitz opened for you.
I'm all right. I can take the pressure.
Okay,
man.
all right. Let's do this.
All right, here we go. I was all right for a while. I could smile for a while. Then I saw you that night. You held my hand so tight. When you stopped to say hello, oh, you wished me well. You couldn't tell that I'd been crying over you. Crying over you. You said so long, left me standing all alone, alone and crying, 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 crying. Well, it's hard to understand, but the touch of your hand can start me crying. I thought that I was over you, but it's true, it's so true. I love you even more than I did before. But darling, what can I do? 'Cause you don't love me, and I'll always be crying over you, crying over you. Yeah, now you're gone, and from now on I'll be crying, 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 crying. I'm crying. Well, I'm crying. Over you.
You know what, Dave? You actually blew my mind. I underestimated you. I won't lie. I'll be very, very honest. But wow, you blew me away, brother.
I mean, I'm an old man and I got a beautiful woman in front of me, so it's not that hard. Right?
Okay, I get it. Amazing. Wow. Tell us a little bit about that song and the history of that song.
Well, I mean, as I said before, it's, you know, in the United States, you got a lot of mixes between country, blues, soul, black gospel from the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Nice.
It's all related.
Yeah.
So, you know, you look back into the 60s and 70s in the United States, all the soul singers were singing country songs. All the country singers were singing blues songs. It's all mixed together.
Nice.
So that's, and it leads me into my next song. I'm going to do a blues song that was made famous by Ray Charles.
Okay,
And
nice.
Ray Charles was famous not only for doing a lot of what would typically be called black music, but he sang a lot of country too.
Wow.
So there's a lot of it's a perfect way to celebrate the United States and the way that our cultures all blend together.
Look, do you have management? Do you need management?
I got my wife.
Oh, okay.
And like a good husband, I do what I'm told.
Yeah, you're the man, she's the boss. I'll have to have a meeting with the boss so I can manage you in the Republic of Botswana. But without further ado, give us some more, brother.
All right, here we go. This is I Got a Woman by Ray Charles.
Ooh, classic.
All right, here we go. I got a woman way over town who's good to me. Whoa, yeah. I got a woman way over town who's good to me. Whoa, yeah. So give me money when I'm in need. She's the kind of friend indeed. I got a woman way over town who's good to me. Says loving early in the morning just for me. Oh yeah. Says loving early in the morning just for me. Whoa, yeah. So saves a loving just for me. No, she loved me so tenderly. I got a woman way over town who's good to me. You know she loved me
Come on.
both day and night. Never grumbles or fusses, always treats me right. Never goes away leaving me alone. You know this woman's place is right there in the home. I got a woman way over town who's good to me. Oh yeah. She's my baby. Don't you understand? Well, I'm her loving man. I got a woman way over town who's good to me. Woo! All right, that's over. You can tell my hand was getting
You know
tired.
what?
I'm sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. You
But you know
nailed
what?
it.
You know,
Just like in loving, you just keep going.
Yeah.
And you hope that, it all works out in the end.
and it did work out. It did work out. You know, you playing that song and singing that song actually reminded me. You spoke about how, music is interconnected and there's a whole lot of crossing over. And for hip hop fans, they'll know that song was sampled by Kanye West.
Yes.
Kanye West. What's the song called?
I don't know.
She gives me money
Come on, sing it, girl.
when I'm in need.
Come on, girl.
That's the song.
Hey, but you can't. You can't.
Talking about a gold digger.
You
Talking
can't-
about a gold digger, right? Yeah.
You can't do that and stop.
No. It's not about me. We're talking to
We're celebrating the 4th of July, midday fix reloaded style. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you did a phenomenal job. Let me offer you this opportunity to share your parting statement, especially in line with the 4th of July. Whether we like it or not, whether it's independence in the Republic of Botswana, in South Africa, or in the United States, people come together and celebrate a milestone achievement that is democracy. Talk to me.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, South Africa is my third African post in a row. I love the continent. I've been here. And one thing I've seen is no matter where you go in Africa, just like you have cultures blending in the United States, African cultures blend all the time.
Yeah.
So it is so exciting to hear the musical, the linguistic connections that are all across the continent. And it's something that we celebrate in the United States. We celebrate it here, and these are the things that bind us together. So it's really a pleasure to be here and see that in Botswana.
Well, shout out to your boss, man. Your boss is doing a phenomenal job in terms of managing you and ensuring you got an amazing voice. Please thank her on behalf of Botswana, okay?
Indeed, I will. All right.
Fantastic. Well, without further ado, on the other side of this, we're going to continue conversation. And, of course, let's do it this
I
way.
got a woman way over town that's good to me. Oh, yeah. Oh.
It's Gabs FM Power to Engage Your World. Ray Charles, I got a woman back to back with none other than David Fieldman. I got a woman. And of course, thank you so much. Welcome back to the Stars and Stripes radio show. Proudly brought to you by the U.S. Embassy in partnership with Gabs FM, hashtag America in Botswana. And of course, we're reflecting on the U.S. independence, which is the 4th of July.
4th of July.
Absolutely, my friend. And of course, we have our favorite person. She goes by the name Moabi Letao. She serves as the coordinator of emerging voices with the U.S. Embassy. She comes carrying gifts, okay? What she comes carrying is opportunity.
Information.
Opportunity. Absolutely. Welcome to the show.
I love what she said. Information, because that's all. The greatest currency in today's world is information.
Facts only.
That's it,
Facts
right?
only.
And so, thank you so much. It's a fabulous Friday yet again. But today, I'm actually just here to educate.
Okay.
Simple, and because I'm getting a lot of inquiries about I want to go study in the US.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wow.
And,
Are you?
yes.
Okay.
People are calling in, they're emailing. So today I just want to talk a little bit about graduate studies. I know I always come here and Baba hits them Form 5 and so they're going to do their first degree. So just this time I just want to talk about graduate studies in the US and which graduate study is actually best suited for you. A lot of times you finish with you have your bachelor's and you're considering doing higher, and maybe you have a master's degree, and then you're thinking of PhD. But it's critical for you to actually sit and think about, is a master's what I'm looking for, or a PhD is what I'm looking for? Because sometimes it all ties with your career plans and your professional plans. So in terms of career goals, you must decide, number one, are you looking for a professional master, right? So a professional master is looking at a specific skill that you have, and you're focusing only on that. And so typical example, you would probably have something, let's say an MA in psychology, right? So that is specific and it's professional. So you're going to drag it along, going along, and it's going to be coursework. Now, if you're not into a research person, then maybe an MA or a professional master's will do for you, because then it does not require you to do research.
Yeah.
The second other type of graduate study program would be then now where you are literally thinking of a research master's program. Now, a research master's program is a hybrid of both coursework and research, right? And so if you are looking into adding value into the volume of research work and you love it and you're more open to that, then that is a course you should do. In terms of length, both of these would be 2 to 3 years. So it's really, really important to plan, especially for women. Because
the reality.
The reality is that if you're planning to have your triplets in the next 5 years, so probably doing a PhD would not be an ideal situation right now, because a PhD is going to warrant you to do about 5 to 7 years. Can you do that? And it comes at a cost. You know, at this time, it comes at a cost. If Swift right now, you're still double story, triple story, and when you're going to take this money and put it for 7 years for you, planning wise. And what do you want to do? Do you want to teach? Do you want to research? Do you want to get into academia? Or do you want to do pro bono work? So all these things, it is critical for you to literally sit and ask yourself, when I am probably around 55 or 45 years, or when I now want to just cool down, what is it that I see myself doing? Are you in the field? Or are you in an NGO? Are you in an office? Are you a consultant? That will determine the kind of graduate program you apply for.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you so much. Short and sweet. Somebody wants to engage the Education USA office further. Where can you be found?
To engage with us, email edusabotswana@state.gov or call 395-3982 and we will assist you.
Well, it's Gabs FM Power to engage your world. Let's continue conversation shortly after this.
The Stars and Stripes show was brought to you by the U.S. Embassy.